Well, here it is, gaining on 9 a.m., June 17th, 2017, and already I'm more feeble. But during the heat of the day here in Haryana, I won't be trying for much anyway, but that brings to mind what others might try for. I just got through thinking about some of the reports having to do with Connecticut and people making promises this Saturday morning, and I was just thinking, what with my time running out, it's not yet possible for me to admit myself to the Rosa Parks Memorial Hospital. There have been calls for people joining hands in Selma or Hotlanta or New England to make the impossible into a matter of step-by-step success. Taking the white elephant known as Caraway Hospital, empty for years, like the modest Empire State Building of Inslee, Alabama, that some people simply want to tear down or turn into another precinct office for, of dubious distinction. The Caraway facility is the kind of place that ought to be turned over to world-class architects and fine arts people and technocrats who aren't just bland, for really a demonstration of, really a tour de force when it comes to retrofitting. Schweitzer is dead. But something like his mission to Africa would be an honorable undertaking for people joining hands to involve those more concerned with the Obama Library in Chicago than much else. But in the mix would be those who could sign not only protocols about the presidential library, but also about what would become, not overnight, but with the right cooperation, in a flash, really, people signing documents for a presidential library, signing over things or whatever, certainly, as a matter of convenience, could engineer the protocols for the Rosa Parks Memorial Hospital, superbly retrofitted facility, a teaching hospital where now stands the Caraway derelict. And as for Miles College and Inslee skyscraper, well, when my energy runs out, I tend to be less sanguine than I would prefer, and I wonder what'll happen with that. But there are a lot of very well-connected people who will also be in one conclave or another on the matter of presidential libraries or any number of things, who might be persuaded to consider those gathered for a presidential library, and then be inspired also then to think substantially about what could be the Rosa Parks Memorial Hospital. But I've written about that, and I don't think I'll really find the time to do much more. But in terms of results. So far, I know of no results having to do with Inslee or North Birmingham, and therefore, I think, well, now what about the promises from out of Connecticut? Would they prefer their expertise to go to corporate welfare only? General Dynamics, jobs coast to coast and beyond. And for what? Toys? Adult toys? Well, medicine has fallen on hard times, and there's no reason to tear down the Caraway Hospital facilities. Certainly, I don't think in Europe they would necessarily opt for that, first of all, to put up monstrosities in America. Yes, it takes some thought and effort. But retrofitting is something that Europeans know a lot about. Maybe they should share some of their knowledge. Certainly the Brits talk about unemployment, but in what circles? I could go on and on about what I think about the complications in Britain right now as people try to put the right people in charge of anything. And they go through ideological spasms, and then nothing happens to speak of. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be wrong far more often than I have been. And yet, for now, like Bobby Rush, I have to wonder. My time is running out. Today, I'm just going to try to let the insulin that I've stuck into my belly even things out a little bit and maybe do some chores. But I thought I would continue to experiment with YouTube, since there seems to be something of a renaissance to celebrate. Maybe it's too early to celebrate that. But I'd rather celebrate progress in terms of the Rosa Parks Memorial Teaching Hospital or something like that. And I get bulletins about the promises of a Elio three-wheeler. Well, there's some noise about that. I don't know what they're tethered to, but promises are cheap. And they impoverish a lot of people busy about making them. I'd like to see a lot of things redeemed. Certainly, I'm in no position to promise much of anything. I'll be lucky just to keep my nose above water or something like that. Well, y'all have a good day anyway. Bye for now.